Mr. Lynch, lives will be live forever. Good morning, Mr. Massimo, Mr. Simply, or 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 simply, dai, sta vedendo una notte, Lynch. It's March 13th, 2025, and it's Tuesday. In April today, clear but also as also cloudy sky. This case see mid sky and some months similar and it's early afternoon practically near 13 and 14 yes 46 26 minus 17 Celsius and this means this really cold in this period and if it seems that we are going to a spring atmosphere very close in system where cold it's a classic adjective usually for interpret since Western reports for Tersu sarà possiamo non remember incorporare questo body which videos is positive I'm sure that whatever sia del mio single resume sia simultaneamente some purpose perché capito 100% videos it's better never have separated questo ripeto for me and I didn't invest to identical operation also for spring and the autumn yes and the summer faccio spring and the autumn so it's adjective soft for the summer adjective 8 sono da si chiesa classic adjective as regarding the chiesa test for me OS figure to see na figure da absolutely can complain better obviously it's cold and particularly it's really cold and if as you just said just before but when I go to spring yes practically in yes 7 days will be spring 7 8 days will be spring so it's otherwise it's still winter and in fact it's also that summertime thanks to our method I follow it's a mere about 2 points experiment method it's the one of method accettate when these 2 points are polish hours for freezing where le tecnificanze possono avere fianco sui points years hours try to find the gold and for this I feel it as other people and the bacteria is also second another aspect practical consistency in general in fact apart from last year and the past years I don't remember winter the end in this case the end of winter like this case so considering both the aspects effect to try to find a good response and in general for me the temperature is good I can see also the condition and situation so all the sum of these things is good I don't know for people feel expensive decisions such of me about this frequently it's sure I think of not for example think of the showers it's a bit possible general people make but showers I don't know this depends on them instead of atmosphere today I don't know if I can say the same thing it's just for a so yes it's good but not completely and in fact can be free insomma film sono di referendum think at temperature 26 repeat as just before 6.6 Fahrenheit 17 Celsius at important thing was atmosphere set anticipated straightforward with this essa there is curtain as you know maybe there is a curtain in general which is almost perfect at least I suppose in fact as you know doesn't repeat this is sky just yes, a few seconds ago a few minutes ago I started the report where it was midday but this moment I think we're going to I don't know if it other but so mostly cloud atmosphere sky and I think also at the cooling a few months if this at once remote possibility but as soon as bisogna agire wizard so così and if it's clear second scheme listen to be very clear well band or band well at the moment so si dice dico quindi Greek Urtini sono non number 1 to 2 pratica in secondo years fact nu di sentence si mette in code perché sul sottoluogo per fact we vit we di securtine ridi secondo years and also the security prepared question ben non but also do is better visible from instance shot secondo me generation anzi carica cresciute questo attivismo e indipendente le cortine generalismo sono ci chiese better visible instance shot sono ci chiese azione indica generation. And finally, from a medical chemical inject something 14 APG 625 also in this case as we are Simon people from the channel riporta e si getting it over sono bene mi sister also myself try some skills and finally I hope you will get breakfast today it's really late so my nurse fakko si late for my nurse poi in parte si fare con delle coreaci sembra che si ti tu sei stato in fakko in breakfast ti finite ne siamo lì hai stato vita ti finite in parte nel TS tu sei OSD Josephine che ti regolo fakko si regolo sembra che ti su sera Oddio di vita, rigorosa si dicevo, lei tolse una just roll, just in quote, 13, 47, but l'importante è che ci vuole essere in mezzo, insomma, also today, fortunately, so, a milioni. And as we used to see. Breakfast is also most ultimo che la fino a guarda, absolutely. And last week, something shots with our biscuits. In particular busy the things. The first one is about the milk, but there is a shot. Togli che si inizia copri in autobus. Tutto sono in squicchi gioco e fa caso che ne con short video, della short from fa caso che ne from the short fragment video, and the shot. And within this also the fact that Nicholas breakfast was a bomb. So the last video in particular a mega bomb. Second thing is about 3 years fact any federal and beautiful series at the call and the Italian series. For me is at the second place of position. I should at the first place of position. For me there are the PAM Italian series. In fact I truly recommend them because they are really superb. Also, tomorrow I suppose, if I want to die, if I can know, at least tomorrow to Leppen, me ne voglio sì.